If you've been a friend of mine for any time, really, you know I really like fire. I mean, Charizard is my YouTube profile picture after all, and like 20 other things I could probably mention. As it relates back to my favorite, and in my personal opinion, the greatest special weapon in any Mega Man platformer to ever exist, the Speed Burner, which is in Mega Man X2. I won't be doing this video in the style of the Is It Really That series, as the answer is just, yes it is. But I'll still be covering everything you need to know about this weapon. Also, I got a capture card! So this will be my first video of many that will be recorded on it, so no more 30 seconds at most clips. Anyway, let's cut to the chase and get right into it. The Speed Burner can be found in Flame Stag's stage after defeating him. I'd recommend going for him early on, as your third boss at the latest, but you're really in no rush to do so, which is one of my favorite aspects of X2. How much freedom the routing gives you. You have Wire Sponge, Flame Stag, Crystal Snail, Bubble Crab, and Wheel Gator as first stages that you can get every item in without prior weapons or upgrades. Some are harder than others, Wheel Gators in particular with that arm part, but it's doable nonetheless. As for the Speed Burner itself, it has 28 uses with the uncharged version, 10 for the charged version without the head part, and with it 56 uses for the uncharged version, 19 for the charged version. The uncharged version shoots a fireball that travels straight in the direction you're facing, like the Buster. If the uncharged Speed Burner makes contact with the ground, a trail of smaller flames are left behind that also do damage, and they crawl along the ground, but not the walls. The fireball does equivalent damage to a charge shot, while the flame trails do as much damage as a standard lemon per hit. It's exemplified when using it against the Tyrannos, so if you reasonably can, use those fire trails to your advantage. As for the charged version, it's the reason why I made this video. Yeah, it's an air dash. Of course, while this is very helpful for movement due to how far it goes, it also has some nice perks. It does damage to any enemies the dash hits. Granted, it's not the best, but since it has iframes for its entirety, letting you pass through enemies freely, it's really not big of a deal. And if you have the foot parts, it resets your air dash. So you can air dash, charge Speed Burner, air dash. This lets you get some upgrades like the Sub-Tank and Magna Centipede stage, and it's the intended way to get to Shoryuken, and lets you get some earlier, like the Heart Tank and Overdrive Ostrich. This weapon is weakened heavily when in the water, lower damage for both variants, and the charged version loses out on its iframes. Water isn't a big factor in X2, but it's present enough to be worth mentioning. This weapon is the weakness of Morphmoth and Zero, while being a secondary weakness of Wire Sponge and Sergeus for both of his fights. Here's the full list of values against them. With the overview done and over with, why do I think the Speed Burner is the perfect Mega Man special weapon? It's simple for it and some of this game's other weapons. Movement. Not only does X2's stage design encourage the use of the air dash, many of the weapons are designed to give you fast gameplay, indirectly or directly. Starting with the more indirect weapons, as I'd put it anyway, Bubble Splash is very quick in the water, and the charged version does high damage to let you mow through weak enemies. The higher jump from it in the water isn't as prominent, but it can be used. The spin wheel, depending on the version, can either cut through whatever's immediately in your way or hit numerous targets with the charged version. Sonic Slice's initial startup can be used to spawn kill enemies or nuke whatever's above or below you with the charged version. Magnet Mine's uncharged version can be used to take out pesky enemies before they get you, and the Silk Shock with its shrapnel can snipe enemies from odd angles. As for the direct weapons, Crystal Hunter's uncharged version creates platforms, allowing you to reach new heights for items or alternate paths to them, and ironically enough, the very slow and bad charged version can be used to just skip a majority of the game in Magna Centipede stage. Strike Chain can be used to pull you towards walls, letting you cross over gaps you otherwise couldn't with your regular jumps, especially with the charged version speed. As for Speed Burner, the charged version serves to give you more distance in the air, pass through enemies scot-free and damage what's in your way, giving you a further air dash, and somehow letting you skip this mini-boss if you use it in the right position. The uncharged version can even help with this, not only with the strong base shot, but with the fire trails both adding extra damage and destroying the puniest of enemies. Being able to use the charged version as soon as your second or third stage also helps, as you'll have a lot of situations to use this weapon effectively to help out in your movement, and with X2's weapon set and enough skill, you can do some very cool tricks. To give a short summary, the reason why I think the Speedburner is the greatest special weapon in the Mega Man franchise is because it plays into a very important part of the X series, the movement. And with such a clear example of this, it opens the door for you to experiment with the weapons that may not be as blatantly obvious. Well, if you want to engage with the game more than once anyway. Also, being a fire weapon and being very good but not Metal Blade levels of good helps as well. This video was fun to work on. Talking about weapons I like will just do that naturally. My next video will be a video I'll make for this channel's 5-year anniversary, but I have more Mega Man videos planned down the line. Don't worry about that one bit. Anyways, have a good day, and see you next time.